Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, August 2nd. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I'll do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple of clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each of these candles here represents 30 minutes worth of time. And then finally, if you would like for me to do an analysis on one of your positions, go ahead, leave that in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get to that in a future top 10 video. So stock number one, ticker symbol NVDA. And like the overall markets, today was not a very good day at all. It came up here and you can see got rejected right there at that pink line, 200 period moving average, which was certainly the overarching level of resistance. Now, was there anything that suggested it would get rejected down that hard? No, definitely not that, but nonetheless, it did happen. So yes, that is a level of resistance, but really before you put any emphasis on that, the first key level of resistance now keep an eye on any sort of bounce would be the little brother of the 200 period moving average. We have the 50 period moving average right there, valued at, we'll call it right around 111.10. Now keep in mind that is a moving average. So as Friday plays out, that value is going to change because that line is going to move itself downwards. But nonetheless, keep an eye on that as that main area of resistance. And then in terms of areas of support, the level that I'm curious about is this trend line right here and whether or not the price is going to be able to hold above there. Now let me change that to green for support. So you can see that didn't hit it exactly, but certainly got very close to it right there and then get a little bit of a bounce. So does it come back down here and get another bounce, or does it continue on down? Both of those are valid thoughts to have, but that's why risk management matters, because somebody's going to be right, somebody's going to be wrong. So you got to manage that risk. But nonetheless, got to think a lot of people are watching that trend line there. But yeah, brutal day here for NVIDIA. We'll see if the price can try to recover or not on Friday. Next one here, ticker symbol RDHL. For you penny stock traders out there, big volume today, nice movement, and then some very well-defined levels here to watch moving forward. So from the resistance standpoint, key level in my mind right up there at the 79-cent mark. Nothing fancy or complicated behind this other than just asking the question, where did the party finally stop today? And you can see several times late afternoon, the price got up right around that area and could just never build any more momentum. Good news is that the price is still very close, very well within striking distance. So sure, that doesn't guarantee that a breakout will happen, but it makes it more than plausible to suggest that there could very well be another battle at that area on Friday, and then maybe at that point there's some sort of breakout. In terms of areas of support, again, let me change that to green for support. Ideal level, we would say, Clay, what makes this chart look the absolute strongest moving forward? That would be if the price can stay up above 63.5 cents. But from the big picture point of view, just watch the purple line down there, which you now know is that 50 period moving average, because as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher. And that's why I like to call it moving averages trend lines for lazy people. If you don't feel like drawing a trend line, let the moving average, quote unquote, draw the trend line for you. So from an overarching standpoint, as long as the price stays above that purple line, the bulls remain in full health, full control. Now, again, what would make it look the strongest? Definitely staying above the green line there, but overarching, just stay above the purple line because that implies the overall trend is still bullish. Next one, SQQQ. Big mover on this one today, although as I speak right now, late afternoon, there is a little bit of a pullback here, but that's a mere flesh wound when you consider the price started off down here, went that low, and now is all the way up there. So a little bit of a pullback here, but the main level here that I think a lot of people will be watching moving forward is right up there around $9.50. Now, yes, today the price didn't quite hit it, but got pretty close. And then you look back here and you can see that that was an area of resistance right there. So if this big move is going to build and maintain and get that much more momentum, then 950 will be that first key battleground. And in my opinion, if it's a high volume break, so keyword of high volume break of 950 right there, then good chance that the price gets up to those highs right there and then probably pushes up through them. But now, even if it's a high volume break, that's not guaranteed to happen, but I do like the odds of it happening with a high volume break of that 950 mark. In terms of areas of support, we are once again focused here on that 50 period moving average. If the price pulls back there and maintains above it, that would imply that there's a set of lows right here, and when you compare that with the previous set down there, and if you envision those as stair steps, well, you would clearly see the stair steps are still progressing in the upwards direction. So, in other words, this movement here was so strong that I can afford a pretty deep pullback, yet even with a deeper pullback, the price still has plenty of opportunity to build that higher stair step. But all in all, very good day here for this one. Next one, ATPC, and once again, sort of a rehash of yesterday. Yesterday was the big move up, came down here, and then dropped down. But now all of a sudden, or excuse me, 2 days ago, but we have something very similar. Big move up, now the price come back down. But what makes this interesting, at least in my opinion, is the fact that this thing is now going sideways in a tight range. Now let me be very clear, just because the price is going sideways does not mean for sure guaranteed this pullback is done and for sure guaranteed this thing's getting ready to head back upwards. My point is it's a lot more plausible. Case in point, let's just say the price was still dropping, and I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like this could be the bottom. You'd be totally justified to say, what are you talking about? Based on what? The price is literally still just going straight down. But that's not the case here, right? The price is at least going sideways. So again, going sideways doesn't guarantee a bottom, but it makes it a whole lot more plausible. So if you like these situations and you like penny stocks where you get a big surge up, then you get a bit of a deeper pullback, then you get a tight little range, sideways movement, and then you like to throw out the question, hey, is this thing getting ready to curl back upwards? This one certainly seems to meet all those different criteria. Next one here, ticker symbol LUMN, and this is a very tricky chart to talk about because it's all about perspective. What do I mean by that? Well, if you are some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within, 20 minutes, well then from that perspective, the chart looks really, really bad. Now, if you care about the bigger picture, no doubt about it, big downwards channel here. But part of caring about the big picture is, sure, saying, yeah, I acknowledge that today there was a pretty big pullback. But what was going on before today? And before today, you could say, well, the price had been down there and now it skyrocketed all the way up there, which now what I've done from the bigger picture point of view is drawn a bull flag pattern. Once again, I fully realize if you're a day trader and you bought right there, you don't care about a bull flag, that's irrelevant to you. But I'm trying to distinguish between somebody with different, people with different strategies. So bigger picture, even with the pullback, price has still got a chance to put in higher, those higher lows. And the easiest way to see that is, once again, coming back to our purple line there, 50 period moving average. You can see that not only is the price still above that purple line, I mean, it hasn't even really come close to testing it. And to just give a little bit more context here, to zoom out, you can see that overall, this thing is still very much so in an overall uptrend. In fact, look at it, how it's really respected that purple line over time. So from that angle, big picture, everything is still perfectly fine. But yes, intraday today, depending on your strategy, depending on where you bought, this chart could really look like a train wreck for you. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use to sign up. Or if you're watching at my website, there's an area right there on the webpage you can use to get signed up. Now, one special note, it is a genuine live event. So a couple things, maybe you already have something on your schedule this evening, or maybe you're watching this Friday morning and you totally missed it. That is okay. Go ahead, send me an email there to clay@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the replay. But if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up, and I'll see you here in just a few hours. Next one, ticker symbol NVD, and overall, very, very impressive bounce off these lows, but also now have a very well-established area of resistance to watch moving forward, and that is right here around $2.55. You can see back here, that was the rejection area. And then today, sure, the price did get slightly above it, but generally speaking, right here around that 255 area is where the momentum just continues to disappear. So sure, it gets slightly above it, but momentum disappears back down. Gets up above it, momentum disappears back down, back above. You get the idea. And then once again, back down below. The good news is still well within striking distance of that area. So guarantees nothing, but makes it plausible to think that there could be a breakout coming on Friday there. If there is a pullback more to the downside, key level of support going to be that pink line right there. 200 period moving average right now valued at $2.30. But yeah, all in all, nice bounce today. Does this bounce get more continuation on Friday? Grab your popcorn and we'll see what happens. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and this one will mean way more to those of you that have watched the past videos, and for those of you that, there we go, have been maybe getting a little annoyed, but this is what I've been talking about, this sideways channel, back and forth, and the main part of the sideways channel, the bottom part of it right here at 214.50, and not to pat myself on the back, but to pat charts on the back. Check it out. What a coincidence of where this big, nasty move all of a sudden stopped going down and now has a little bit of a bounce right there at that support level. Again, not patting myself on the back, but definitely patting charts. And I'll turn that into a quick plug. Go get signed up for that free webinar or drop me an email. So moving forward, so far so good. 214.50 was a level of support you would want to see hold. It has held as support so far. Now there's just a little bit of a question of, okay, it's starting to bounce, but is there more to this bounce? Are the bulls just getting, warmed up where they're going to make a move up to here? Who knows? Are they going to make a move back up to the top part of the channel? All that remains to be seen. Now, to be absolutely objective and fair, maybe this is a little dead cat bounce and this thing's getting ready to collapse back downwards. But again, to be fair, that is a two-sided coin, because I mean, well, maybe it is the start of a bigger bounce and this thing is getting ready to bounce further and further. So that is why risk management matters, because you know, if you do get a bounce and relative to what is being risked, you could be looking at a very good situation. And same with people that are looking to go short. There are people that are going to say, you know what, if that falls below 214.50, I want to get short. And I completely see where they're coming from. But again, they could be wrong. That's why those people have to manage risk also. But the moral of the story here is all eyes on 214.50. So far, so good. It has held, but is it now going to act as a bounce point and get this thing moving that much higher? Like I said, we'll see what happens on Friday, so grab your popcorn. Next one, BBLG. Nasty pullback here, but within the grand scheme of things, it's still got plenty of opportunity to build a higher base. So that's where things are a little tricky. Again, for the day traders that bought right there and wanted to buy and sell within 27 minutes, yeah, for them, the chart's looking really bad. But if you care about the bigger picture point of view, you still got some, you know, stuff to work with here. And what stands out to me is the bottom part of this pattern right there. Let me change that to green to represent support. And then the resistance portion of it right there. So a little bit of a falling wedge here, and falling wedge is the bullish pattern, I should say, but falling wedge within an overarching upwards momentum situation certainly makes it very, very interesting. And if you like this price range, then maybe you would agree. If you don't, then hey, it doesn't have to be on your watch list. But yeah, big move up, pretty relatively big pullback, but still in a bullish context. Got the falling wedge. Is this thing going to get a surge back to the upside? We'll see what happens. Next one, NIO. Brutal move on this one today. And really the main reason to do this one is this action right here. That is a good, solid upwards move. Nice little bounce. Keyword being little. So the big question mark, at least in my mind, is this little bounce going to turn into a bigger bounce? It may not. As I've already talked about, to be fair, maybe this thing just rolls right back over. But again, to be fair, I mean, maybe this little bounce does turn into a much bigger bounce, and then that could turn out to be a very profitable trade. So a pretty basic premise here. Absolutely beat down. Now 3 green candles in a row. So is this little bounce going to turn into a bigger bounce? If these sorts of scenarios kind of catch your eye, then definitely keep it on your watch list. Next one here, TQQQ. And like Tesla, and this will mean a little bit more to those that have watched past videos, I have talked about this green line down here quite a bit over the past several days, down at 62, and wouldn't you know it, nasty move all the way down here. And sure, the price did drop slightly below it, but broadly speaking, what a coincidence, right where the price decided to level out and now get a bit of a bounce. So like Tesla, same general ideas. So far so good, 62 has held. Is it going to continue to hold? Is this bounce going to turn into a bigger bounce? Very valid, very exciting questions. And sometimes that's what it's all about. Just being able to ask the question, is this the start of something bigger? Because think about that question. If nothing worthwhile is happening, then it doesn't even make sense to ask the question in the first place. But here we do have something happening. We have that support holding, and we have a slight little bounce here. So it makes complete sense to throw out the question, all right, cool. Is this the start of something even bigger? We'll see what happens. If it does roll back over, then yeah, 62 going to be that key level to watch from a support standpoint. If this bounce does continue, first key battleground to watch, going to be that purple line there, 50-period moving average right now valued right around 65.30. I will get to Bitcoin here in just a second, but for you stock traders, like I said earlier, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about the tool and how it should and can be used, then definitely get signed up for the free webinar. It'll be this evening, Thursday, August 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. But as I already talked about, if you can't make it live for whatever reason, go ahead, send me an email to clay@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the recording. And it is a genuine live event, and I just say that because there is a Q&A session. So if you have questions, please bring them, and I'd be happy to answer them for you. All right, now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick clarification, I am now looking at the 4-hour time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks does not represent 30 minutes, but rather 4 hours. And I like to do this time frame because Bitcoin is open 24/7. So in order for this video to remain relevant for as long as possible, I just want to keep it at a longer time frame. So the Bitcoin pullback here continues, and I'm going to just go ahead and adjust this level down because I think that level right there at 62,200 will be very helpful moving forward. So let's just assume that you're watching this video 20 hours after I upload the video. Number one question that you need to ask yourself is where is the price at relative to 62,200? Now, any sort of answer that the price is above that area, then I would call that at least, worst case neutral. Because even if the price is down here, at least it hasn't put in any new lows. Past several days, every time I come back to update it, there's a new low. There's a new low. And that has become the recent trend. But if you can just answer the question that the price is up above that level, that is a good sign that at least things are starting to consolidate and go sideways. Now, if you're answering the question that the price is all the way up here, well, then at that point, that is telling you that, yes, not only has it consolidated, not only has that low held, but there's actually been quite a bit of bullishness that showed up and, gotten the price moving in the upwards direction. So that's always possible too. But like I said, just bare minimum, if the price is above 62,200, that's good in the sense of, well, at least things haven't gotten any worse. But if you're saying, well, actually, Clay, I'm watching this and the price is down below that level, well, that's telling you that things have gotten worse, not necessarily because the price put in a new low, but also because the price is now broken down below that pink line. Now, how bad is it? Well, very straightforward logic. Question is, well, how far down below is that green line is it? The further down below, the worse it's become, and that would symbolize that not only have the bears maintained their strength that they have right now, but they've gotten that much more strength. So yes, all eyes, I would argue, on that 62,200 mark. Can it hold? Like I said, for those of you watching this 15, 20 hours from now, you're going to have a much better idea. But as right now, looking like it wants to hold, but there is still time for things to play out some more. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader to get signed up for this free live webinar, because what you learn about can and definitely should be used within the world of crypto and Bitcoin too. So like I said, it'll be this evening, Thursday, August 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Go get signed up. But if you can't make it live, then send me an email, clay@claytrader.com, and be sure to bring your questions so I can answer them during the live Q&A session. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, please do a couple things for me. Hit that like button, leave a comment, even if it's a basic comment saying hi, give me your watch list for next week or for tomorrow, or just give me a request like I said earlier in the video, and I'll do my best to get to it. But hitting the like button, comments really help out the algorithm, help out the channel, and I thank you in advance for it. So go get signed up for that free class, or if you can't make it live, go ahead, send me an email. Take care. Thanks for watching.